Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today we'll be making this really fun, huge cupcake style cake for Valentine's Day. You'll need a silicone mold for this for best results, and I've just taken some melted Nestle dark chocolate, poured it into the mold, and then I'm using a silicone pastry brush to push it up and over the side. You can kind of have your little mold flat against the surface like this and kind of brush against the countertop. That also works. Totally up to you. Once it's all covered, into the fridge she goes to set for about 10 minutes, and then pour in the second batch of chocolate and do the same thing. We want it to be nice and thick and nice and strong, so I am adding 2 coats of chocolate here. Once it's set completely in the fridge, another 10 minutes or so, gently peel back that silicone. You want to move around the cake rather than doing it all in one spot, just because that'll add a little bit less pressure on the chocolate and you'll get you're less likely to have it crack. You can leave it just as is, nice and brown, or you could cover it completely in edible gold dust, which is what I've done. You don't have to mix anything in with the gold dust. Chocolate is really fun like that. It really attracts the luster dust, which is awesome. So just paint directly over it, nice and dry. I have some baking paper to catch any fall off, and I'm going back, dipping into that fall off and back onto the chocolate. Once it's done, you can stick it to your cake board with a little bit of buttercream, and then build the cake as usual, but inside this casing. I've used a 4-inch regular buttercream frosting, which I will link for the recipe in the eye icon up top. If you have a whole bunch of space on the side, you can fill that in with some candy for a little bit more of a fun effect. Continue building your cake. I've gone with a 5-inch and then another 4-inch. I'm starting to trim it down, and then I'm adding another layer of cake on top as well, and just shaping it to be a bit more of like a dome. There was a silicone part to this mold for the top cake. They just kind of bake it in the mold and you just stick it on top. I couldn't find that, so if you don't have one of those, this is the alternative. You can take some cake, turn it into a cake pop, and just round off the sides as well. So if you did have a lot that you were trimming off, just add in a little bit of buttercream into the crumbled cake to make the cake pop. Once you like the shape of it, take some red buttercream with a 1M piping tip and start the rosettes right at the base of your dome. You want to make sure that the rosette goes down and covers your little chocolate mold. Once the first row is done, start the second row directly above, and if you want, you can overlap it slightly as well. That'll make it look a bit fuller. At the very top, I decided to make it nice and tight, and that way I could fit in a few more layers, and that'll make it look even taller again. So basically, you just really want to get some height on this. It looks a little bit more elegant if you do. Once that's done, you can take some Maltesers or just round chocolate balls, add them to a Ziploc bag with some luster dust, pound them around, and then fill in between the rosettes here and there. For a finishing touch, take a number 352 piping tip and some green buttercream and pipe in between the rosettes, especially at the base, the very first row. You want to hide any seam that can see through to the cake. Add a few more here and there, and that's it. Your huge Valentine's Day cupcake cake is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and give it a go. Hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spot if you do, so I can see your awesome creation. Feel free to subscribe for more videos, and we'll catch you again in the next one.